The UK has cut its quarantine requirement. At the same time, the UK Prime Minister has confirmed that the UK will be coming out of its second lockdown on December 2nd. Just in time for some semblance of a Christmas break. In this video, we will discuss the UK's travel quarantine restrictions being eased. We also discuss the UK plans for getting out of the second lockdown, after the promising news of a coronavirus vaccine. But first, we want to thank you for joining us. Find us on all the other social media channels, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and click that bell, to get notified when we release a new video. We also appreciate your likes and comments below, as it helps to support our channel. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said the second national lockdown would end after December 2nd, with the UK switching back to a regional three-tier system. He also noted that new vaccines meant the scientific cavalry was on the way. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced on Monday that England's current tough coronavirus restrictions would not be extended after December 2nd. England's lockdown will be replaced with regional measures that involve three tiers of restrictions, based on the scale of the outbreak in different areas. The loosening of rules only applies to England, as Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland all have their own restrictions. The breakthroughs in treatment, in testing vaccines, mean that the scientific cavalry is now in sight, the Prime Minister said. We know in our hearts that next year we will succeed. By the spring, these advances should reduce the need for the restrictions we've endured in 2020, he added. We have turned a corner, and the escape route is in sight, Johnson emphasized. There are signs that the restrictions have helped reduce the rate of new infections. Thus, under the new easing of restrictions, people will be allowed to leave their homes for any purpose, with public religious ceremonies and certain leisure activities continuing once again. Johnson said shops, gyms, personal care businesses, and leisure facilities will be allowed to reopen, and collective worship, weddings, and outdoor sports can resume under lower restriction tiers. In Tier 1, people will be told to limit travel and work from home where possible. In Tier 2, bars and restaurants can only serve alcohol alongside a substantial meal. Indoor and outdoor sports venues, in Tiers 1 and 2, can allow in limited numbers of spectators, while business events will also be able to resume. In Tier 3, indoor hospitality businesses will close, except for takeaways, and all indoor entertainment venues will be shut. The UK has yet to release up-to-date data to show which regions would be required to impose which restriction tiers. However, the government says most of the country is likely to remain in the two highest levels. In the top tier, pubs and restaurants will still be closed, except for takeouts and delivery, while households will be barred from mixing indoors. But Johnson said a time-limited exception for families to gather for Christmas would be granted, though he warned that Christmas cannot be normal, and there's a long road to spring. We all want some kind of Christmas, we need it, he said. What we don't want is to throw caution to the wind and allow the virus to flare up again, Johnson added. Families will need to make a careful judgment about the risk of visiting older relatives. Despite the support for a vaccination program as a solution to the crisis, Johnson said that the government will not force people to have vaccinations against COVID-19. We think it is a good idea, and you know I totally reject the propaganda of the anti-vaxxers. They are wrong, he said. Everybody should get a vaccine as soon as it is available. If a vaccine is approved by regulators, the UK hopes to start using it, and others, widely in the new year. Johnson said he was really assured that things will look very different by Easter in April 2021. However, the UK Prime Minister said there will be no compulsory vaccination programme. People arriving in England from abroad will soon be able to reduce their quarantine by more than half if they pay for a COVID test after 5 days, the Transport Secretary has announced. Under the new travel rules, passengers who arrive from a foreign destination, not on the government's travel corridors list, will still need to enter self-isolation. However, if you pay for a test after 5 days, and it comes back negative, you will no longer need to self-isolate. Results will normally be issued in 24 to 48 hours. This means people could be released from quarantine 6 days after arrival. The rules will come into force from the 15th of December, and the tests from private firms will cost between £65 and £120. Grant Shapps said the scheme would bolster international travel while keeping the public safe. The travel industry welcomed the policy, but described it as long overdue. Do you plan to travel to celebrate the holiday season? Tell us where you plan to go. If you need assistance with a visa to Europe or the UK, including help with securing your travel arrangements, IAM can help. For visa advice, contact your IAM visa coordinator. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.